I've been comparing some camouflage and Flecktarn's come above many others. It's one of my top 3 at the moment, one of my favourites, and I'll show you what I think of it and how good it performs in the field. These are my trousers. Simple button top, zip, there's 2 side pockets, and there's 2 cargo pockets on the legs, popper studs, 1 each leg, and on the back there's 1 pocket, simple button. Overall I think Flecktarn's quite a capable camouflage, and I think you'll agree from the following clips that you see. This is a simple waistcoat. I use it when the weather gets a little bit cooler. There's a zip and popper stud closure. There's 2 breast pockets, popper studs, and a small pocket up the top. Quite handy, fair size. It would be nice if there's some lower pockets, but I usually wear this under a coat or under a shirt. So the few pockets there is, it's a little bit of a bonus to carry extra kit. Unlined, there's no large collar so it doesn't get in the way of anything else that you wear, shirt or coat. But it's a nice addition, and sometimes I wear this over a different pattern camouflage, perhaps a DPM shirt, just to break up the pattern and make your shape, the human shape, just that little bit more difficult to spot. This is a thin shirt, and although I use this in the summer, it is a bit more appropriate to wear it with the colours perhaps in the period between summer and winter. But it's a nice shirt, popper studs, and like the waistcoat, a zip. There's no inside pockets, but 2 breast pockets, popper studs. There's a collar on it, and there's some underarm vents there, some small holes for when the weather gets a bit too warm. Just a plain shirt, okay for the hot weather, and it's easy to use other garments with this as well when the weather gets a bit cooler. And for times that I want something a bit more waterproof than normal cotton, there's a Gore-Tex shirt. I find that the greens are a little bit lighter coloured, a bit brighter, and the material itself is quite noisy. There's no pockets on the sleeve, there's no breast pockets, but there's 2 side pockets down here, press stud to close them up. And like all the others, it's got press studs and a zip to close. And there's also an extra flap in front, so that gives a bit of extra wind protection. It's also fitted with a hood. There's a drawstring to make it a bit more snug around your face, to close down any gaps in bad weather. The disadvantage is the noise, and perhaps the lighter colour, they do stand out a little bit compared to the other garments. But this is pretty good for if you've got to lay up in wet grass, or if it starts raining and you want a bit of extra protection from the bad weather. This is my more general purpose coat. There's a small pocket on the sleeve. The cuffs are velcro. A little bit noisy, but you don't really get bothered too much about the noise that causes. You only tighten it up before you need to use the camouflage effect. There's two handy breast pockets, stud buttons, proper studs to close them up. There's two side zips for the pockets on the side, quite roomy as well. There's a pocket on the inside, and like everything else, proper studs and a zipper to close things up, but there's no extra flap like the Gore-Tex item. Again, there's a hood, a drawstring to draw it around your face, and interestingly across the waist area there's also a drawstring, and what I find quite useful, on the hem that draws it in as well. Helps to keep the wind out a little bit. But although it's unlined, if you're wearing something else underneath to help keep you warm, it ain't a bad winter coat. And in summer, quite a nice feature. You can even get too hot in winter sometimes, but there's an underarm zip for a bit of extra ventilation if things get a bit too warm. Quite a nice pattern, useful pattern, and quite a nice coat, very useful. I use this quite often.